Good morning, gardening friends, and possibly new hosts or current hosts. I am doing this video to help the new hosts or a current host that might have questions on what to expect when you start a stand. Our gardening exchange stands are for the community and a shared space. So when setting up your location, make sure you put it in an area where it can be either tied down, wired, or chained. I mean, you can even cement it. I have the baskets that are like on a hardwire cloth wall wired in for different fruits and vegetables and cuttings or just fun things that people can take. So we're looking at one of my favorite hens. She's getting ready to lay an egg, and she's so sweet. Her name is Fawn. And yes, we name our hens. Cindy is the prettiest, though. I'll have to show you a picture of her later in another video. So yes, so these are some things that you want to think about when starting a stand or a current stand. You do need a waterproof container so that when it rains or the wind blows, the seeds don't get blown everywhere, and a place for people to drop off bulk seeds that you can collect and either get to our seed shepherds so that they can package them up to share at different stands and give back to you. And when filling out the form, and if you're on social media, the form is at the top of the page under the featured icons. So you can just look through the pinned post, which are the featured icon for how to become a host. And it gives you different questions like, your main streets. And so when we ask for the major cross streets, we mean like mile by mile. Sometimes people don't know the half mile, and people are moving constantly, and we have lots of people in new cities right now, so main streets are better for the map because that's listed in the description, the name of your stand, the location of your stand. We also try to do a street view, so like if you're driving along the street, people can look at that view and know that they're close to the stand. If it's at your front patio or the side gate, which is all fine, just make sure that it is locked down because people will take the whole stand if it's small enough or they want it bad enough. So don't feel upset because we all get things taken that are labeled not to take. You need to be prepared for that and have backup for containers that are being able to wire them down to the stand or next to the stand in a metal. A stand is best. Plastic is okay, but it does warp here in the summers here in Arizona. So, make sure that you do think ahead. And you can get tons of different free stuff from your Buy Nothing group. You can ask on all your social medias, friends, anybody. Even when you go to yard sales, just say, hey, I have a gardening exchange stand, and if you want to get rid of this metal rack at the end of your sale, we'll take it. And then just give them your number. So don't forget to be stand ready. Like, a lot of people will call or not call. A lot of people will say, hey, I need a number. And they're not really ready to open up their stand. But if we give you a number and you don't do it a month later, it messes up the numbers when we announce it. And yes, we have given out numbers in advance to people that have asked, but that's very rare. Oh, cloudy sky, she's making an entrance. We hear you. So yes, have your stand in place, photos ready, full of good stuff, like don't just have a bare stand. It needs to be full of fun things so people know that you're open and not closed or needs to be repaired. Also, okay, that's enough. Really? Come on. Come on. I hear you. she's passing by. You can see her down there in the video, a little stinker. Anyway, so one other quick thing about our gardening exchange stands. We are not a pantry. We do not want to have pantry items. That is a separate movement, and it's best to go to their website, share with others, and get in touch with them because they have other locations. The pantry items have to be in a closed container because they can bring in ants, they can bring in rodents, and the neighbors don't want that. So please be aware that the pantry items can be taken to a local homeless shelter or a person, you know, there's certain different organizations that will accept those items. They go bad, they are expired, they can go rancid, and we don't want anybody getting sick. The same thing goes with making sure that your walkway to get up to the stand is clear and not, you can't trip. Keep your grass cut down so if there's pavers or steps, people don't trip. You don't want people getting hurt on your property. It's not enjoyable. The other thing too is you can have a little book for people to sign in if they have questions for you, for the hosts, or any gardening tips or any recipes. It's just nice to look through that every once in a while and share that online, take pictures and post on social media. The reason we like Facebook the best is because they hold events and they hold conversations where you can take pictures and say, hey, look, I got this at a gardening stand, and what is it? Please always in our groups, our Facebook groups, have your stand number and city, because the Arizona group, which is our main group where we started, is the largest group, so anybody is welcome to join that group and post in there. We have a hosts private group too as well, where you can come on and ask questions and get acquainted with other hosts that might have suggestions or help. And when you join the Arizona group, there are more questions than the other group. The global map group is for everybody around the world to join, so that if you go traveling and you have a question like, hey, I'm headed over to Montana or Oregon, please let me know if there's a stand there. And even though we have the map, you can look on the map to see if the stands are there. We do ask that if there is a storm or your stand gets taken, that you let us know and we'll close it down on the map so people will know. That way they don't waste their time or gas going there, and they can hold off their donations until you're back open, or take it to another stand, or leave it for you at your front door. That way you can be ready to open up. And because it does take time to clean your stand, keep it tidy. And if you need help, ask. We can get you a co-host or have one on standby to reach out to, so that if you are down or on holiday, you can just reach out and say, hey, we need a little help. We want to leave the stand open, but could you come by and check and water? And then just get that filled out and have your stand, like I said, full of good things ready to go for the map photo. And we will make the official announcement on the Facebook group. And the Facebook business page is a shareable page. So the difference between private groups and a business page is that you can share that. If you get announced on there or have an event, we can post it up there so other people can go there and sign in and look, or not sign in, but go in and sign up saying that they're going to be going to your event, and say they have a bunch of extra stuff they want to bring, and let other people know. Then that's where they would do that. You share that to your private group or your personal page, if that group allows it. And we have a sister group, the Arizona All Things Gardening and Educational Exchange, where people can go and ask for specific seeds, ask for specific plants, or gardening questions. So if you do get something at a stand, we ask that you say you got it at stand, whatever stand you got it from, and the city, because that way, if the person that donated it, they might give you way more information on how they grew it and why it grew so well where they have it. If you got something from a local nursery, you can say you got it at a stand and what city, just because you want to do that on the group page, the main stand group page. that's fine too, but just make sure you have a city and a stand, because some people do donate large plants that are from a nursery that they just don't want to grow. They're moving, and so we never know, but we just want to make sure that the city and the stand is there, not general gardening questions, because we really want to focus, because we're such a large group, on what's at a stand and what has been donated or could be donated to a stand. Anyway, I hope that this video helps, because I know a lot of new hosts and even some current hosts have questions, and I will be doing more videos, and I will also add in the links below, like the YouTube. I'm going to put this on YouTube and then share that with our groups. I will add extra additional information in the comments, so you can go through there to find different videos that we did on things that people have donated or what you can donate. And to keep your stand successful in your community and clean and tidy, so the neighbors don't complain with things blowing. We don't like the trash bags, because they hang and they look trashy and they can create litter. So if you donate something in a recycled container, which is our mission, is to repurpose things so they don't go to the landfill, make sure that you put a plant in it and not drop off containers of recycled items, because most of us have that in our home, but we want you to repurpose them so it gets another life out of it. So be mindful of that, and that keeps a stand looking tidy and presentable for the visitors. Anyway, we hope that you have a fabulous day, and together we are bringing back gardening culture.